you're at Chatham House, an international affairs think tank. What the implications of this conflict are for the global system? The Revolution of Dignity was sparked around Ukraine's desire to be closer to Europe. We always must remind people that the Ukraine didn't have a NATO aspiration until it was invaded by Russia, but there is now the NATO aspiration. So Ukraine's geopolitical trajectory is quite clear. But then we're thinking about, well, where's the UN been in this whole story? What does this conflict mean for the reshaping of the global system in the 21st century?
It's a big question you're asking, and I think it's the nature of your podcast, I guess, to think big. I would say this conflict, this war, it touches upon every nation in the world because Russia attacks at the core the Ukraine's aspiration to be independent, to be sovereign, fully sovereign nation. You know, like there's Portugal and there's Argentina, and they are sovereign nations. They can decide whether they belong to NATO, belong to NAFTA, which alliances they choose, right? Nobody should dictate to sovereign nations how they arrange their relationship for security, for economy, how they arrange at home their memory policy, their language policy. There are some normative rules within different traditions, different political cultures, but it's up to these nations to decide. And this is why I think the danger comes now with these strong men in power in China, in Russia, and even in the United States that believe fundamentally that some countries should have limited sovereignty, that they have the right to interfere in affairs in a different way in their regions, in the neighboring countries, using different tools, economic, disinformation, corruption, purchasing elites, and that it's okay. And Ukraine, by mounting this resistance, says, no, it's not okay. We should all appreciate what Ukraine is doing for the world, especially for non-nuclear countries. And Ukraine being a country that gave up its nuclear weapons in 1994 in exchange, actually, of security assurances that countries like Russia will not invade Ukraine and violate its sovereignty and territorial integrity. And if Ukraine fails and Russia prevails in Ukraine, we will have a cascading effect of other countries who believe they are entitled to control their neighbors, their regions. UN has already proven itself bankrupt in a way in many cases, but in Ukraine in particular, where you have a large nuclear power member of the Security Council attacking another large, also sovereign country in Europe.